Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to a full Barça transfer news roundup coming up today, guys. And it is a bit of a roller coaster ride, you know, exactly what Barça is right now. But there is some good news today. We do have some good news, I feel, coming up in today's roundup. Is there some light appearing at the end of the tunnel? We're going to be talking about it all right here. So come on. And let's do this. Because obviously we have had some difficult times in recent days, guys. Big shout out here to George from Orlando, who left an incredible comment on my last video there. A lot of frustration has been building up. I think everybody has wanted to get some things off their chest. You know, that's what it's all about right here. And a big thank you as well to Sheesh Boom, who is back with another donation. I really appreciate it there on the super thanks. But I think we were all quite happy to see PSG go out of the Champions League last night. Let me just start and let's just kick off with that. Because yes, I know Barca are out. But now so are PSG. So all of that smiling from Ousmane Dembele, all of that laughing there in the direction of Barca, well, we got nowhere in the competition, but you did not either. And PSG's long wait for a Champions League title, it continues to go on. But it does also, of course, feel like a big missed opportunity for Barca. That is something there that still hurts, it still stings. But PSG are out. And if we do then move on to some of the transfer rumours that we are hearing in the media right now, let's start here with Darwin Nunez. This is a player that we're starting to hear more and more links to in the media right now. Liverpool and Uruguay striker, of course, and somebody there who maybe not surprisingly is represented by Jorge Mendes' agency. Read into that what you will. Now, yesterday, Darwin Nunez there posted a selfie alongside somebody who you might recognise. It's Ronald Araujo, and this comes after Darwin actually deleted all of the photos of himself in a Liverpool shirt on Instagram after a lot of criticism that he's received there from Liverpool fans for his performances throughout the season. Liverpool fans there, certain fans are not happy with him. I think the main concern with Nunez is not really about his overall quality, about his movement, or about his work rate. You know, he has a lot of good characteristics, but the big problem with him, it's about finishing. In front of goal there, he just cannot seem to keep his composure, especially in the big moments there, clutch moments in front of goal. He does not finish there like a striker at a big club should, like you want to depend on them. And that there is a big concern, of course, at Liverpool, and it would be as well at Barca. And from what we have heard in the media right now, Barca are just looking around, they're looking at him. Whether Jorge Mendes is involved at all, you know, who knows what happens there behind the scenes. But like I say, we are being linked to Nunez, and I think right now there's nothing too concrete on this. You know, we don't need to get concerned or anything like that. Liverpool will obviously have a new coach next season as well, so nothing has really been decided at this stage, but it is a name there that I'd listen out for. It is one that Barca seem to be looking at on their radar. Darwin Nunez, what do you make of those links? You know, would you take him at Barca? Is there a certain kind of deal that you'd be happy to accept him on? Or is this not a direction that we should be heading in? Now, I do also want to talk today about Raphinha, guys, because apparently Barca still very much would be open to selling him this summer. They actively do want to put him up for sale, and that's according to Joaquim Pierre, who is a very reliable journalist, as we know, when it comes to Brazilian players, and especially at Barca. And Barca feel right now as though Raphinha can still be the player this summer that raises serious money for the club. And I think even more so now, off the back of good performances from him, encouraging signs, Barca feel as though now could they get the money that could help them this summer. But the problem is, they've still got to convince Raphinha to leave the club. You know, that is something there the club know is going to be so difficult. Deco especially know it's going to be difficult because they know how much Raphinha wants to be here. And I think actually even more so now, after those good displays, I think Raphinha will feel as though he's got more to give. He can still find more and more levels, and I think maybe he feels he can grow even more into the club. And I think he really wants to stay. He wants to stay and show what he can do. And he has no intention of leaving the club this summer. And I think that's actually amplified by the fact here, Raphinha doesn't even have an agent. He doesn't even have an agent right now. Since Deco had to leave his agency behind to join Barca, Raphinha has not even replaced him. And I think that tells us there he's not really interested in these conversations. He's not really interested in any future speculation about him. In his own mind, he wants to stay. Barca will have a massive job in changing his mind. And if they do want to change his mind, they're going to have to approach him directly, face face to face. That being said though, if Barca were indeed to raise any significant money this summer, it would certainly go towards a top pivot signing. Now, Gerard Romero says that Deco has actually met with Martin Zubimendi's agent. That meeting happened just yesterday there, where several things were discussed in that meeting. But the feeling now, I think even more so after that meeting, is that Zubimendi, he's not really a viable option this summer for the club. He has that €60 million release clause, which Real Sociedad will not budge on, and he's also not really going to force the move in any way whatsoever. And it just doesn't seem to be one here that's on the cards. And I think a lot would have to change in order for Zubimendi to move closer to Barca. And I think that's why all attention seems to be switching now to Kimmich. That's the way that it looks right here. Romero says that in the coming days, Deco could now travel to Munich there to begin working on that potential deal for Joshua Kimmich. With it being reported today that Kimmich is sitting back, he's eagerly waiting for Barca to come in, to make him an offer, to make an offer there to Bayern as well, because he's also receiving a lot of pressure from Bayern Munich, from inside of the club there, with that contract running down. They want some sort of resolution, but Kimmich is clear. He would like to join Barca if that opportunity presents itself. If we go to him, if we make that offer, he would like to take it, but it's another tough deal. It's another deal here where we'd be talking about big money, we'd be talking about big wages, and this is one I feel that we are going to hear spread over many weeks of the summer. But what about a more straightforward deal? What about a more positive looking situation right now? Because actually, let's talk about Xavi Simons, because only a few days ago we actually spoke here about the difficulty of signing players from PSG. That is where Xavi Simons has a contract, a long-term deal at PSG, because of financial reasons, of course, but also because of that incredibly strained relationship that Barca and PSG have. However, Xavi Simons might be an exception, because according to widespread reports right now, and I mean widespread, so many different sources all reporting the same thing, Xavi Simons has a special clause in that PSG contract that states he can choose the club where he goes out on loan to. Only he has the final decision. If he's going to go out on loan there, which he did this season, which he will again probably next season, he can decide exactly where he goes. And this is the thing, because Xavi Simons apparently is desperate to make a return to Barca. He would really like to come back to the club, and Barca would love that to happen too. They would love this kind of deal, and PSG apparently could literally do nothing about it, and apparently soon Xavi Simons will actually meet there with Nasser Al-Khelaifi just to guarantee this can all happen, that he could proceed with a loan move to Barca this summer as he would wish. And I think this is really interesting. I think this is a very interesting link and a very interesting deal right here. Xavi Simons has had a brilliant season in Germany there with Leipzig, and I think he's really growing. He's really maturing now, importantly, as a player, and I think he'd be an excellent addition to the squad for next season. We've seen him play throughout the season at Leipzig, mainly on the left side, but again, not as a pure winger, but somebody there who can come inside, who can join up with the midfield, exactly really as Xavi would like in a player in that role. And we've also seen him play plenty of times as well on the right, and he is versatile. He can affect the game in so many different areas. He's got 9 goals and 13 assists to his name this season, and still only 21 years old, and you feel as though he could even get better as the years go on there. He could have an even better season perhaps next season, and I do like the sound of this deal, guys, because I think especially here with it being just a loan deal, I think that suits us in a time right now at the club where financially we're not doing so well. From a fair play point of view, things are not really going so smoothly, and also at a time of real uncertainty within the club. It's a very low-risk deal, It's not a big gamble. We're not having to pay huge money. All we'd have to do is pay Xavi Simons' wages, which are not high. I think this is a deal right here that we've got to really look into. He wants to come. We have to really play on that, as we often do. And I think he's somebody who knows the club as well. He knows, he understands the club, the team, what's expected of him. And without anything really to pay, I mean, honestly, guys, what's not to like? And I do just wonder there, what you're making of these Xavi Simons rumours. Have you seen him in action this season? Could you see where he'd really fit into this Barcelona team? And is he a player that, looking ahead to next season, you'd like to see back in a Barcelona shirt? Could he really be a good signing and an effective signing in our team? Please do let me know, guys, all of your thoughts there on Xavi Simons, on all of the rumours that we have discussed in today's video. What do you like? What do you not like? And I will see see you soon with lots more updates to come on the channel. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you indeed for the great support. But until next time, as always, Vishka, Barça.